What's up, universe? It's Julie here, and yeah, I know that's kind of new, but then we realized that we have no official way of greeting you and welcoming you into our channel, so that's going to be our new intro starting now. And let me know if you're part of the universe already, like you've been following us for multiple years, or you like to leave us comments. Leave a comment down below, part of the universe, and then I'll know that you're part of our universe. Anyways, today I have a story to tell you about how Lincoln and I were featured in a magazine. So what happened was that one day I was just like minding my own business, doing mom stuff, and I get this email from Chicago Parent Magazine. It's a local magazine here that's kind of like one of those free magazines that you get at the doctor's office or the library or whatnot. I've heard of it, but since I'm not native to Chicago, I didn't really know. Later on, when I was telling my friends about it, they're like, oh yeah, I've seen that thing around. They contacted me asking me if I would want to be featured with 2 other women in a 3-mom feature of what it's like to be a real life working mom. Immediately, I felt kind of guilty because, as you guys know, we've been on a hiatus with our cooking show. I haven't been producing a lot of consistent videos and a lot of content for you, but I still was interested, and so I said, sure. I'm gonna be in an article with 2 other moms, but they're kind of big time compared to me. I have no idea why I'm in the mix with them, but I'm amongst good company. Thanks, whoa, flowing ghost. Yeah, so I think that they originally found me because they were looking for a mom chef specifically in Chicago, and I came up in a Google search. So I don't know, I'm excited. I still have to do my interview. That's coming up in February, so that's still like a month away. But the photography is today. I said yes because it's gonna be a great memory to have, a great keepsake to have of me and Lincoln together in this stage of life. So what was gonna happen was I was gonna have my photo professionally taken with Lincoln. The photographer ended up coming here to our little humble abode, and they ended up taking a few pictures here in this kitchen and also out there by our metal racks, which I've shown you in some of our videos. I was really worried because Lincoln was sick that day. He had been sick that whole week. He had a cold, he wasn't feeling good, he was teething. It was in the middle of the winter. It's currently 1:35 and yeah, and it is winter and snowy, a little dark, so we'll see how it goes. Are you excited? I hope Lincoln is in a good mood. That was what I was most worried about, because he's not feeling good. But man, Thomas, the photographer from TK Photography, does an amazing job, and he got Lincoln to laugh and interact and just have a good time and put me at ease too. Thomas, this is my husband, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Hello.
And this is Lincoln.
Hi, Lincoln. You getting some milk?
Yeah.
Hi. What you got? Is it your brush?
Yes.
You snug on Daddy.
He's shy. And I thought that was so great because during that time, Lincoln was 10 months old. And so he was kind of notoriously known for not smiling. Like a lot of people would go, how come he's so grumpy when he was out and about? He was smiling at home, but never in front of strangers. I was really nervous too, because I was like, I don't even know what to wear. What do you think? Do we look okay like this? Complementary colors?
Very nice.
And then after that, on a separate day, I had an interview with the senior editor. And she just asked me a lot of questions about being a mom and just how is it with my groove, like working. And I just had to be completely honest. I talked to Joe about this and I was like, I really feel guilty. I don't know what to say. And he's like, just be honest. And so I was just talking about how, you know, I'm really not in the groove. It's really hard to balance work life, family, personal life balance. I don't have it down. And I do cook every day for our family, but I'm not like doing these gourmet meals or these like fancy things like I even used to do. And I'm definitely not even sharing it with you. She just encouraged me and she liked my honesty. And I think that it ended up being a really good interview. And I was pretty proud of it regardless. And I was really honored because she told me later on that 2 other women that we were supposed to be featured together with were celebrities. One is a news anchor and one is an actress. So I was was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if that was like a theme, like she wanted to get like people on TV and in YouTube space. I don't know if that was her intention, but I was regardless very, very honored to be amongst that company. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't even know like what gibberish I said compared to them, because they're like in the legit working world. And maybe their lifestyles are different because maybe they get help. I'm assuming they do so that they can do their daytime jobs. Whereas for me, I don't have any help and I'm just watching Lincoln full time with Joe and, you know, trying to balance out finding time to do this. Even right now, I'm filming this while Lincoln naps and hoping he doesn't wake up. So even though the parent company was Chicago Parent Magazine, they were thinking of putting us in this smaller publication, which is called Hey Baby. And it's literally smaller. And I was waiting for it to come out and I was looking for it here and there. And she said, it's gonna come out in spring. So spring comes and I was hoping, oh gosh, I hope it comes out in March, because that was when Lincoln was gonna turn a year old and I knew that his birthday party was coming up, his tour. I wanted to ideally have the magazine come out and not tell our family and friends, and then just kind of blow it up and show it at his party too, because I knew it was featuring him. That didn't happen, so spring came and went, and then it's summer now. So I contacted them again and I was like, what's going on? I thought it was supposed to come out in spring. And they're like, oh, you know what? I think it's gonna come out in June actually. And so my first thought was like, oh my gosh, it's a summer issue now and I'm wearing a darn sweater. Like, that's so inappropriate. So that's all I could think about. But I was like, whatever, okay. So then June comes and goes. And now at this point, it's August. So I was like, dude, what is going on? I haven't heard anything. So I was like, at this point, I started being kind of Debbie Downer. I'm like, you know what? They pulled me. They pulled me out of the magazine and they just don't have the heart to tell me. Surprisingly, I got a response back saying, here, this is what happened actually. Hey Baby was supposed to be our new magazine we were launching with the three of you as the feature, but we didn't get enough funding, so it never became a publication. We did put it online. And so there's an issue, you know, like those digital copies out there. And so we could insert a few pictures of that. But then she goes, so instead, we're gonna put all of you in Chicago Parent Magazine, which is the bigger publication. And not only that, but we decided to feature each of you three moms in different months. So you each get your own month. And so she's like, I believe your issue will be coming out next week in September. I was like, what? I was like so surprised, because I've never thought in my mind that Lincoln and I were gonna have our own feature, let alone in the bigger magazine. So I was waiting and I was like hopeful, but I was taking it with a grain of salt because I was promised like 3 other due dates or publishing dates or something. So I was a little doubtful, but I waited a week and then I was gonna go check out the library. But then someone beat me to the punch. Someone on Facebook, on our Facebook fan page, posted the picture of us in the magazine and said, I spy someone. And she was so proud that not only was there an Asian in the magazine, but it was an Asian she knew. Like, she knew it was Chef Julie, and Joe knows her personally. And I was just like so shocked. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she beat me to the punch. But I was like, okay, now I gotta find this for myself. So then Joe and I start hunting for this magazine, okay? We ended up calling around and looking around at like 2 different libraries, 1 Barnes & Noble, calling around at different parks, recreations, and no go. And then the second time we went to our local library and we thought it was definitely gonna be there. We go there, we find it, we pick it up. And it's not my issue.
There's one I had open and it's like walk over there.
You probably passed it.
So then eventually I told my friend. She called around to different libraries and she found it at her local library. And then she ended up grabbing like 6 copies and she brings it to me right here. But I didn't have the heart to open it without you guys. I wanted to open it, see my first reaction, and just look at it in print in front of you guys, which I'm gonna be doing. But I was gonna do that, but I was like antsy. I was like waiting to open it, but we didn't have time to film. And then later on, Joe went to the library with Lincoln yesterday, and guess what? He found it. we actually got to see the PDF from what they sent us. So I already know what it's gonna look like, and the title itself says Land of Lincoln. Isn't that so cute? It has my kid's name on it, so I'm so touched by that. But it makes sense because Chicago's nickname, you know, it's like Land of Lincoln. So Joe's gonna come out and we're gonna do the first look together.
Here it is. I picked up a few copies. And here you go.
So I've seen this cover because I'm staring at it without opening it. Did you look at this yourself?
I took a peek.
Too excited, or you just wanted to make sure I was in there? All right, so, okay, so it's like this really thin magazine, you know, like a little highlights, you know. You could tell this is like a doctor's office kind of thing, right? But let's check it out. I'm in the table of contents with Lincoln right here. It's cute. Okay. Oh, we're like
There
the
it
fourth page.
No, we're page
9.
Page 9.
Oh, wow. You guys, it's so cute. Yay! The Land of Lincoln. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Look at him smiling.
The pictures came out really great. You look really good too.
Oh, thank you. Oh, look, there's a
There's the
second
back
picture.
page.
Oh, wow. I mean, the front picture, I look kind of like crazy, but
No, you look excited.
but the second page, we're like smiling together. And I like how the front picture, it's like our racks back there. And then our second picture, we're in the kitchen right here. Exactly this set right here. You guys have to, if you're in Chicago, pick one up.
The September issue.
Yeah, it's this guy in the front, the violin.
Smart Kids on the Block.
So I purposely wanted Joe to pick up multiple copies so that we could keep one just in its entirety and then take the pictures out and frame them, because I think they're just a great keepsake for Lincoln and for us in our time of life. And then I also want to send some probably to my parents, my sister, give one to your parents. And I think that my parents would be so proud just to see this, because I've never been in print before. Have you?
Nope.
The most I've ever been was my name is on the credits of a cooking show, because I used to work behind the scenes of a cooking show.
And my work was my advertising were on print and on billboards.
But nobody
Yes.
knows that you did it.
But nobody knows I did it except for me, which is a satisfaction on its own. So.
You know what I love about this though? That it's Lincoln and me together as our first feature. Because not only is it cute just that he's in there, but it's kind of like a humbling moment for me, because I realized that this whole journey was the fact that I was kind of dealing with some like just being a new working mom and having that new rhythm that we still haven't quite figured out, but we're getting there now. And it's now at this point, Lincoln is almost 18 months old. So in here, he's 10 months old. So you can imagine my angst of waiting for this article to come out. But I realized when I was reading this in the PDF that some of the things that I said in here still are true. I mean, I was in a different place at this time.
Well, I didn't read the article yet.
You didn't?
No.
Not even in the PDF?
Nope.
Oh, so I feel like I read the PDF, and so I feel like the things that I say in here about being a working mom, being a chef, having cooking tips and like that kind of stuff, it's still true. I feel like I'm a much better worker now. I started this thing where I wake up close to 5 a.m. now just to get more time to do work and to have my quiet time and focus. So I feel like that has helped me with my rhythm and be more productive. But during this time, I definitely remember not feeling productive. I felt like my day was just waking up and washing bottles and making food and changing diapers, and that was my existence. And so it's really humbling to think that even though I was in this stage of life, and I am in this stage of life, that I could still be used to inspire people, and we could still continue on with our brand even if it changes a little bit. So that's kind of what I feel like this represents. It's more than cool, I'm in a magazine. It's just like a sign, you know, it's just kind of like an affirmation or an encouragement to keep going.
and that our work it matters as far as being recognized, and we're just not in this YouTube black hole where it's like abyss. And then also, this is Lincoln's very first haircut.
Oh
that he ever
yeah,
gotten.
it's
So,
true.
And then also, my name is on here.
That's
as
true.
the
Spouse.
So I'm not completely forgotten.
Here's the thing, you're never forgotten. You're always going to be a Joe-Julie duo. This is why we decided to do the whole universe. As corny as that might sound in the beginning, like that's kind of like why when I first met you, you branded yourself as Mr. Universe for doing his work.
For my advertising work.
Yeah, and I thought that was really smart, and so I thought it's kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Universe now. And I mean, the two of you are always going to be part of the brand. If not, you enhance it and make it possible. So I only wish that you could be in the pictures too,
No,
because
that's okay. I'm good without it.
I mean, couldn't do it without you. There would be no Julie Yoon, Chef Julie Yoon brand without you. And you know what's funny? Even wearing this sweater, it's appropriate because it came out in September now.
It's the fall issue.
Yeah, so full circle, it works out. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for supporting us and watching this thing. I feel like only the true universe are watching this video. Like, you wouldn't probably click on this if you didn't care about us or know us. Thank you for watching to the end. Thank you for supporting us, and make sure that you go out and pick up a Chicago parent if you're in Chicago, and let me know if you did or if you saw me. And if you are here because somehow you found us through Chicago Parent, then hi, welcome for the first time. We have a lot more coming. And it's hard because they didn't even mention our website or our YouTube channel in here at all. They just say Julie Yoon, food blogger and
Could
YouTube
just,
personality.
Yeah, you could just
Google.
or
Yeah.
YouTube search Chef Julie Yoon.
Because it's not really about
or
like,
just Julie Yoon, I guess.
yeah, no, because like it's not really about my career. Like that's not the main point of this. It's just a real life mom doing her thing. And so I didn't care if they didn't put it out there. And I'm sure, yeah, if you just Google Julie Yoon and food blogger, it'll come up. So anyways, thanks for coming here for the first time if you saw us in Chicago Parent Magazine. And if you do pick up a copy, let me know, take a picture, send it to me, show me so I know that you're supporting us. Even
On
if,
our social media.
yeah, even if it's just in a simple IG story, you can tag me and I'll see it. We have a lot of copies to give away to our family and some of our friends who've actually inquired about it. So excited to do that. So anyways, thanks so much for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.